Hey everyone, it's Pixelade here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about The Sims 4, of course, and what the game was supposed to be before it turned into what it is today. It's been a minute since I've made a discussion video, but I'm happy to be back and I'm excited to record this one for you guys. Of course, if you're new here, be sure to click that subscribe button and give this video a huge thumbs up. So before The Sims 4 was what it is today, it was actually designed to be an online game, similar to how SimCity was, SimCity 2013 that is. But because of the unsuccessful launch that game saw, I don't know if you guys remember that, but I was around for that and let me just tell you, it was a hot mess. It is believed that the game was changed and the idea of making The Sims 4 online was completely scrapped, but because they had already started working on the game, they decided to kind of just work with what they had on the same engine that they were making the game on, of course. I saw a few tweets from The King on Twitter. Make sure you guys go check them out and give them a follow. They post amazing Sims related content. So they made a thread of tweets talking about this, and I actually saw a lot of images and screenshots that I personally have never seen before. But they tweet, "Let's talk about why The Sims 4 is the way it is. It's mainly because of how it was originally designed. In early development, it was code-named Project Olympus, which I actually didn't know at all. I had no clue it was called this. I thought that they were going by The Sims 4 from the start. It was designed to be an online game like SimCity, but due to SimCity's failure, it was scrapped. In these pictures, you can see what looks to be early images of The Sims 4 before it was what it is. Of course, the user interface looks completely different from what we see it as today. It honestly doesn't even look like a Sims game at all. The only resemblance I can see are the clothing assets that these Sims are wearing, the hairstyle in the portrait picture on the left, and of course some of the furniture assets like the sofa that they're sitting on does look pretty familiar to me. Rather than starting over development, they took Project Olympus and turned it into a single player game using the same engine and assets. This was definitely a huge mistake. The engine for Project Olympus had so many limitations that they would have to work around. Well, that kind of explains, if this is true, that The Sims 4 is the way it is now because it's running on that same engine that they were making this game on. Of course, they probably didn't have enough time to, start over from scratch. So they kind of worked with what they had. And I think that that's why, to this day, if this is actually true, that we don't have open world, or we don't even have create a world, because the engine that they're running this on was designed so that those things couldn't be made. I feel like if they really wanted open world to be available to players, it would be available by now. I don't think it would have taken this long. I feel like a lot of the things that we are missing, a lot of the bigger features are probably due to this. And honestly, I can totally see why they didn't start from scratch. They probably already poured a lot of money into this project and kind of had to work with what they already had. Of course, after SimCity Online launched, there was a huge uproar, not to mention so many issues with the online servers. I remember when SimCity first came out, I couldn't even play it. There were so many issues with the servers that I couldn't even log on to play the game. And yes, at first the game did require you to have a persistent internet connection to play. So I was kind of in the dark for a few weeks until things started to get fixed. Of course, once they fixed things, they eventually did make it single player, so you don't need internet to play it anymore, but they definitely messed up big time making this an internet required game, which was so stupid in my opinion. And I can't even believe that they were gonna even go into The Sims 4 like that. This game was supposed to be just like that. You were gonna have to have an internet connection to play it, but I can definitely see the resemblance in the picture that you're seeing right here on your screen and how The Sims 4 is today. So so many similarities. It's definitely built on the same engine, and I would not be surprised at all if this is the reason for a lot of today's limitations. This explains all of The Sims 4's shortcomings, such as closed worlds, exactly like I said, and the removal of Create a Style. Create a Style was in The Sims 3, guys, and it was absolutely amazing. I loved being able to customize everything. Yes, it was the culprit for a lot of lag, but I think that that has to do with how it was implemented into the game and also the engine that the game was running. So let's not just blame Create a Style for that. There are so many other games that give you that level of customization that doesn't cause lag. So I don't think that it was entirely Create a Style's fault. But everything about Create a Style was amazing, being able to customize the color, the texture, the patterns, not only on every single build by object, but also on clothing as well. Like, oh my gosh, amazing. You could literally make whatever you wanted. The possibilities were actually limitless. Whereas in The Sims 4, we don't have a thing like that. You have a few color swatches for clothing, for build by assets, and then you're kind of stuck. We don't even have a color wheel, so you're stuck with a few colors and you're stuck with whatever patterns or textures that the game provides. Personally, I'm not a fan. Features like this couldn't be added due to the engine's limitations. They've managed to add some back, such as toddlers and terrain tools, but not many. Yeah, there's a lot that's missing, and like I mentioned earlier, create a world. Imagine how fun The Sims 4 would be if players could actually create their own worlds just like they could in The Sims 3. There were dozens and dozens, and honestly even hundreds of custom worlds that you can download and play, and they were so realistic, they were so detailed. The world creators are seriously so talented, and I can't even imagine what they would create in The Sims 4 if that option were available to us, but sadly it's just not. I don't even know where these screenshots are from, but looking at the user interface, it definitely is looking a lot more like how The Sims 4 looked at launch than it did in the few pictures that I showed you a few minutes ago. You can see the Sim portrait on the left, on the right hand side, some of the icons where they should be. I can see what definitely is a relationship panel to the right, an inventory panel, and a few other icons that I am not entirely sure of. I have no clue what that bar in the middle is though, but a lot of the build by assets from the base game I am recognizing in here. For example, that bar, the sofa, the coffee table, and those bar stools. At the end of the day, The Sims 4 is the way it is. Don't expect it to change, as it's ultimately not possible. Yeah, I feel like us complaining about things and really being vocal about features missing from the game does help us in a way. I mean, look what happened with skin tones. It took 6 years, but because unfortunately white people amplified black voices, this request was finally heard, and now they're coming to the game in a free patch update in Q4. There are other things though that I don't expect to come in that sort of way. Open world, it's just not possible. It's not happening. And when I say open world, I mean there are ways to get semi-open worlds through modding, but Sims 3 style open worlds, I definitely don't think that's coming, and it definitely isn't coming from the Sims 4 team. Also, Create a Style and Sim Guru Grant has expressed previously that even color wheels are not expected to make a return, so don't hold your breath for those either. I really hope they do better with The Sims 5 and not focus primarily on making it online, as that is what ruined The Sims 4, and I'm pretty sure it is confirmed that The Sims 5 is going to have online capabilities, but I hope they don't focus on it. I hope that they really focus on giving us a detailed, full base game, loaded with features that the players have been asking for in The Sims 3 and in The Sims 4 for years. The Sims 5 is honestly my last hope for the Sims series. It's lost its magic to me in my opinion, and if things don't change and The Sims 5 feels just as bland and dry and empty and shellless as The Sims 4 does, even after 6 years of getting content, over $900 worth of packs, then I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna have to focus on Paralives. Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you guys think about this? And do you think there's any hope for The Sims 5? Even though, yes, they are actually thinking about implementing online. It might actually even be confirmed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it entertaining and informative. Of course, if you did, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment down below, and follow me on social media. I love each and every one of you guys to the moon and back, and I will see you all next time. So long and happy simming. Bye everyone.